pissed me off. That's my true answer. It pissed me off because out of 101 votes, I got 16 first place votes. That's what pissed me off more than anything. Not saying that the winner wasn't deserving of the MVP, but that pissed me off. And I finished second a lot in my career, either from a championship and now 4 times as an MVP. It's a weird thing sometimes that I don't know how much we are really watching the game of basketball, or are we just in the narration mode, the narrative.
NBA analyst David Fizdale really watches the game of basketball, and he's with us on SportsCenter. And, Coach, you were an assistant there in Miami on that staff when LeBron was there. You know how he operates. So when you hear him say this about this award, you think what?
Uh-oh. I'm like, he's about to go off. He just, for whatever reason, in my time of knowing him, he does not deal with slights well. He turns slights into attack mode. After we lost to Dallas, that next year he came back with a vengeance. I remember, just think about when Draymond Green called him something out of his name during those finals when they were down 3-1, and how that woke him up. He just turns into a monster when he feels like he's not getting respected. And not just Denver, but watch out, everybody, because he's about to turn it up to another level. Was this a slight, though? I mean, I understand the vote wasn't close, but how much of a slight was this really when you look at it? Yeah, I mean, to us, who knows? To the people, some people may think Giannis was the guy and he should have been the MVP outright and all of this stuff. But to LeBron, it's a slight. And if in his mind it's a slight, then he's going to take that out on the team in front of him. And I just expect him to really crank it up. And you can even see the Laker team really played with a chip on their shoulder collectively and went out and really got after Denver. But, it's going to be a long series, obviously, because Denver doesn't lay down. That's just it. It doesn't matter what we think. It matters what he thinks. And LeBron is the MVP runner-up for the 4th time in his career. Meanwhile, in the East, Celtics Heat Game 3 on ESPN, 8:30 Eastern. Boston down 2-0. Reports after Game 2 of a pretty heated locker room after that loss. So if you're coaching this team, how are you getting your guys back into this series? Well, a little heat doesn't hurt anything. I think it just means that they really care about winning. I remember when D. Wade got into it with Spo in the Indiana series, and that fueled us and galvanized us and really made us.
How about this little nugget? Second playoff matchup in NBA history featuring 2 players from each team, averaging 25 per game in the postseason. Our research is better than yours. We'll start with LeBron James, his only bucket of the first quarter. Then Rajon Rondo to Anthony Davis. You're jamming me. And then how about Nikola Jokic? The drive and the move. The big man had 11 in the first quarter. And then Jamal Murray. Boy, if it was 2-on-2, you got to like the Nuggets. They were up 20-16 over the Lakers, too. It's not 2-on-2, it's 5-on-5. The Nuggets led 38-36 through the first on the Murray buzzer beater. But then when they played 5-on-5, the Lakers went on a 17-1 run to start the second quarter. Ripping off the rim and wearing it as a Hawaiian lei. LeBron James from Malarkey, Caruso. Jokic then call for the offensive foul. Just never got in a groove. How about this? 4 turnovers, 2 assists for Jokic. Denver's got no chance if that's on his stat line. Murray, harassed, doesn't get the foul call. Remember, he averaged 32 against Utah, got 40 in Game 7 against the Clippers, 21 in this one, and a technical foul. James to the bucket, the foul, and the old-fashioned 3. How about this? The Lakers shot 24 free throws in the second quarter, 32 in the first half. Nuggets coach Mike Malone not happy with the foul calls.
They only shot 42% in that quarter, but they went to the foul line 24 times in one quarter. 24 times in a quarter, which is an extremely high number, on pace for almost 100 and we were called for 16 personal fouls in that quarter.
Yeah, they missed 10 of them, and they're on the pace for 140 points because they're up 70-59 at the half. Murray misses the jumper. And then Davis goes like, hey, Tyrod Taylor needs to go like that to have any chance the Chargers against the Chiefs. Caldwell Pope for the dunk right there. That's a 14-4 run. Lakers up 19. Still up big. Rondo to Davis. Just 6 seconds into the shot clock. Mike Malone says, hey, man, we got to stop their points in the paint. They averaged 57 against us during the regular season. They got 54 in this game. Rondo pokes it away. Caruso, Rondo, Davis. Easy, easy, easy. Playoff Rondo was something else. 7 points, 9 assists, no turnovers. Lakers outscored the Nuggets 23-4 in transition through 3 quarters. I see you, JR. Fourth quarter. How about Rondo? I mean, this is unbelievable. Is that legal? Wow. You know, in some countries, that's not legal. Lakers go on to win game 1, 126-114. They get the win, but LeBron James did not get the MVP.
Pissed me off. That's my true answer. It pissed me off because out of 101 votes, I got 16 first place votes. That's what pissed me off more than anything. You know, not saying that you know, the winner wasn't deserving of the MVP, but that pissed me off.
He's the best player in the league. I mean, every headline is about LeBron James, and everybody talks about, you know, what he's done. I mean, but you look at here, but he, you know, regular season and playoffs, you know, it was, for me, it was clear cut that he was MVP.
I'm fine. Don't get it twisted. Like, I'm going back to my room. I'm perfectly fine. I mean, we're up 1-0 in the Western Conference Finals. I'm absolutely fine. So don't. Like, I was pissed off at the reaction earlier when I saw that. I'm absolutely great now. I'm going back to my room, drink some wine, and sleep very well tonight. So let's not get it twisted. I'm great.
I don't know if he's fine, Stan.
I'm gonna have some beer and drink well tonight.
He's a great player, but I don't know if he's fine about it. Game 1 had been an issue for LeBron James in recent years, but not the case Friday. 48th career game 1 of the playoff series, and the 126 were the most his team ever scored in those games. Victory also snapped a 4-game losing streak for James in game
postseason, and they were.
Yeah, but
that's it.
That could actually be a benefit. His
exactly. First time in 9 years.
It may be. But when last seen, you have to go. The real LeBron hasn't been seen since the playoffs of the previous season.
Let me ask you this question. Aren't you one of those guys that, for the most part, believes that injury should not take away the mantle? In other words, if you injured and you weren't playing, then let's see what you have when you come back.
It depends. It's a unique circumstance.
What's the unique?
We've never seen a guy this deep into his career still among the best players in the game ever. LeBron. So if he hasn't been his best self in over a year
wait a minute. But the last time we saw this brother in the playoffs, we know what he did. And the last time we saw him during the regular season, when he was playing, the Lakers were the 4th seed in the West, and then he goes down and they collapse.
So did Lonzo go down.
Lonzo, but really,
yes.
In this conversation, we gonna bring up Lonzo. Really,
Lonzo had a tremendously positive effect on that team.
Listen, he had a positive effect, but he wasn't the difference maker. He was a contributor. We get it. Okay. I understand. Come on, man. How are we gonna? I'm sitting there. You got me. I'm mad at you now. You got me sitting here defending LeBron James like this. How can we sit up here and strip him of his supremacy because he got injured?
Let's back up for a second. I want to table Antetokounmpo because that's a legit argument. I want to focus on Kawhi.
Okay.
Kawhi Leonard, I thought, when last healthy, if you can't strip a guy when he's injured, before Kawhi got hurt in San Antonio, there were plenty of people, and I was one of them, who thought he was the second best player in the world, not KD. Kawhi, because Kawhi's defense was on its own level, and then suddenly his offense, while not quite as good as LeBron or KD's, was on their level. He was 3rd out of 3 if you want to compare him, but all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute, Kawhi has MVP-level offense? To go with that defense, a proven champion. So when he got back from injury, let's see how he played. Regular season, he was an elite player. Playoffs, he was a monster.
LeBron is 34, going 35 years old, if I remember correctly, or whatever. He comes back, okay, we understand that the Lakers had their struggles or whatever. I'm talking about 8 straight trips to the final, the way that he balled, how he made others better around him. Numbers didn't dip. And oh, by the way, the old man with LeBron James, who got more hair issues than me, by the way. I just want to state that for the record, okay? He has more hair issues than me. I'm 50. All right, you know, I got an excuse.
Okay.
I don't know about him,
Now
but let me
you're
tell you this.
poking fun at LeBron.
Of course. Okay, yes, I am. Oh, far be it for me to do that. It's all love, LBJ. It's all love. Here's the deal. Let's look at this. The last few games, Max, since February. Let me just throw this at you. 33, 31, 27, 27, 31, 30, 36, 29, 33, 25, 29, 23,
You agree
27.
that scoring is not the only important thing,
I totally
right?
agree with that.
Oh,
What
he
I'm
has
saying
assists
to
and
you is
rebounds.
this. All I'm saying is we did not look at LeBron James and see such a precipitous drop-off. What I'm saying is, can we not trust this brother that he's in elite physical condition?
No, this is what I mean about disrespectful. I'll believe it when I see it. LeBron James hasn't been the best version of himself, which he saves for the playoffs, since the playoffs over a year ago.
Right.
Kawhi Leonard,
he don't deserve that.
Just destroyed
He
the
don't deserve the benefit.
freak and everyone else in his way.
From you?
No.
Oh, I forgot. Who I'm listening to? Mr. Cliff with Tom Brady. My bad. You don't respect the greatness that people record, Max.
Who's the best quarterback in football right now?
Patrick Mahomes.
There you go.
You guys are bringing it right now. We're going to revisit this later in the show, okay? Let's just take a quick break on it,
this is blasphemy, man.
But Kawhi's averaging almost 30 points. He's doing it efficiently.
The play that got me banned from my doghouse for a whole week.
Yeah.